Okay, survivor benefits. Now, we talked about those, and we talked about how a husband or a spouse wants to go as long as they can so their spouse's survivor benefit is as high as it can be. So, to qualify, the survivor needs to be at least 60, okay, and unmarried or age 50 and disabled. If you are married, you need to be married at least 9 months. And I put, except if an accident. Well, no, getting married wasn't an accident. But if your spouse was in an accident, then you need to be married 9 months. The deceased worker doesn't need to be drawing Social Security. And the deceased worker doesn't necessarily have to reach full retirement age, as long as they're eligible. And you need fewer work credits to qualify. So I'll just mention that a young family, guy 35, 40 years old, got a couple kids, wife passes away, they're eligible. His wife is eligible for survivor benefits, even though they're not 62. So, need to keep that in mind. Okay, survivor benefits can collect with a child under 19. Here again, there's no advantage to waiting past 66. The annual earnings test applies. It's exempt from windfall elimination provision, government pension offset, and deemed filing does not apply to a survivor. Remember we talked about deemed filing, your highest benefit's going to be paid? Not with a survivor benefit. How much will you get if the deceased, simply if the deceased spouse was collecting a benefit? That's the benefit as a widow you would receive. If your spouse that passed away was not receiving benefits, then it would be the benefit he or she would receive on the date that they died. So that would be the benefit. Now here's kind of a neat little thing that you can do with a survivor benefit. Remember I said you have to be 60 to get a survivor benefit? Well, if you get remarried, so okay, if you get remarried, after age 59, which would be 60, you have the option as a survivor to continue to claim the survivor benefit and let your benefit grow till 70. Current spouse doesn't have that option. So if you're in this situation, you definitely don't want to get married, if you're thinking of getting remarried, before 60. Get married after 60. Because now you have an option to claim your benefit or the survivor benefit, whichever is higher. And you can switch back and forth. Okay? So anytime there's a survivor, you should always consider taking one of the two benefits as soon as possible. Whether that be the survivor benefit or your benefit. Because you could take your benefit and then you could claim your survivor benefit later. So they're interchangeable. Okay? And there is a one-time death benefit of $255, which I think has been $255 for 255 years. Definitely haven't inflation adjusted that one. I think back when they did it, it was $255 to actually, have a ceremony. Now I think the average is about $7,500 to $8,000. So, anyway, and then survivor benefits are reduced just like any other benefit. That you take early. At 60 or 50 if it's disabled, it's 71.5%, and it slowly goes away until you reach full retirement age, or I should say, gets higher. So here's just an example. I had a woman in my office yesterday, and we were talking, and I think she's entitled to Social Security benefits. It was kind of funny. I said to her, well, how old are you? And she goes, 73, and I go, ooh. I said, well, that didn't come out right. I'm thinking 70. Why wait past 70? But I think she's entitled, and a lot of survivors and a lot of widows don't know. Here again, my neighbor Ron, don't know what you don't know. Just a real quick calculation here. If you claim survivor benefits at 60, I just ran this, and you're going to live till 92. I really kind of forget what number, but anyway. The benefit would be $667,000. If you claimed reduced survivor benefits at 60, but then switched to your own benefit at 66, that number goes up to $733,000. If you claimed reduced survivor benefits at 60, turned yours on at 70, you're going to receive $890,000 over your life expectancy. So you don't know what you don't know. Most people just do this, turn it on, 667, that's what I get. You know, you're leaving a couple $100,000 on the table.